Hey, a thumb exercise. Firstly, why would you want to train your thumb? Well, in arm wrestling, it helps the pronation, and in general, in grip training, many lifts actually involve the thumb. So for me, I do that for the both of those reasons. For arm wrestling training and then for grip training. When I do the rolling thunder lift, so that it's this old. I have noticed that when I train my thumb with this exercise, it actually improves that rolling thunder lift. So the thumb exercise I want to show you in this video because I see in the online a lot of those thumb exercises are very like inefficient. I have never been able to get my this thumb muscle sore if I do those thumb exercises that are typically shown online. But with this exercise, I have been able to get this muscle sore. And it's super simple, you don't need anything. You just need some kind of stick like this or a broomstick or just some kind of brush or something where you just have a long and light. The light is key. You don't want something that is full metal or anything because in this movement you will notice that your thumb isn't that strong when you train it dynamically. And this is a dynamic movement. Obviously, training your thumb statically is super easy. You just have to grip something with your pinch, and there you have static thumb. But the dynamic thumb movement is a little bit trickier because you want to move the thumb, and it's kind of weird thing. So there isn't that much exercises, and the exercises that do exist are insufficient in my opinion because they are not capable of making this muscle sore due to various reasons. But anyway, the exercise that I want to show you is just this. You just grab this and you grab it so that you are holding it with this thumb, like so. And then you kind of keep this hand in a 45-degree angle, like this. You just keep it in that angle. Not like this, but like this. And then you just do this. Notice now that there is constant tension on my thumb in this movement. Now it's pointing to 45-degree downward. So there is tension. When I bring it all the way up, it's now 45-degree upward. Still has tension. And if you notice, now my thumb is in this position and now it's in this position. So it's doing a range of motion. And if you do this, you can get your thumb sore for the next day, which in my opinion is a very good sign that it's an effective exercise. But there's two tricks in this exercise so that you do it successfully. First trick is that you have to be a little bit mindful where you place this bar. It might not show in the video. I will give you a closer up view in the end, but you kind of want to put the, let me see. You don't want to be doing this, meaning that this is in the 90-degree angle. You kind of want to have it like this. Okay. And why is that? That's because if you put this stick in a 90-degree angle like this, it's actually pressing against these little muscles here, and it's a little bit uncomfortable. So, but if instead of like this, you put it like a little bit like this, then it doesn't hurt at all. And it feels more stable also, the movement. So that's the first trick. That's if you feel it like it hurts you here to these little muscles, just instead of having it like this, have it a little bit like this. So that you are doing this and not this. Because otherwise it will push here, which hurts a little bit. And the second thing is that you actually want a long, actually there is three tricks, but second one is that you want a long stick. And why is that? That is because if you take something that is short and heavy, which you could think that it is the same thing as having a long and light, short and heavy, it will cause same type of a strength phenomena in your hand. But why you don't actually want that is because shorter it is, the easier it is, the faster the head of it will move, which means that it is more unstable in your hand. Because you are doing this kind of movement, you want this to be as stable as possible so that you can focus on this thumb exercise and not to try to balance the apparatus, the stick. So you want something that is actually long, so that head of the stick feels more stable. Like you can imagine that this head isn't doing any type of this type of movement very easily, or at least with this, at least it isn't doing movement like that with the speed to which you wouldn't have time to react. So it's a lot easier to keep this kind of movement stable than use heavier thing and do it like this, or even do something like do this and then do this. You might think that this is a good alternative, but it isn't, because this is a lot more unstable, the end of it, and hence it is a lot harder to handle, keep in control. And then the third trick is that if you happen to have some kind of straight upright surface, let's say I have this, you can use this to make this even more stable, because you go against this. Now this stick cannot move that way. So when you do this like this. There is no way that this stick goes wherever it wants. It will keep this whatever track it's going. And then if you want, you can also use a wall and let the stick go against the wall. You might want to have a little bit shorter than this, maybe like this, so it isn't hitting all the ceiling and the floor. But anyway, you want a light and long stick instead of a short and heavy. That's the point. So I can give you a closer look what the movement looks like closer when you are doing it right. As you can see, you get the full range. or you can use a stick like this and do something like this. This is a PVC pipe, by the way. Also, I want to add to the end of the video that alternatively, you probably know the rice bucket thing, but you can also use sand, like this kind of bigger grain size sand, so you can get even more resistant because sand is a lot heavier than rice. And you can also use this to train your thumb or whole hand. Notice that when I do this, the thumb is also working there. So there you have two ways to train the thumb dynamically so that it would carry over to your either arm wrestling training or your grip training, or if you are doing them both, then both of them. And by the way, I do not myself do this dynamic thumb movement. I do not max it out. I only do it as a volume workout, meaning that I do light work, not max day, not on my max day, but maybe every other day. Just do something like this, little bit, to give it a little bit blood flow, so that it would keep progressing better, or something like this. Not as a max effort lift or exercise, but just volume. I guess you could do it every day if you want. Anyways, there you have two methods. Bye.